hop into the game right now. What does he need to do here?
He needs to play with confidence. A lot of the time that we had him on, you know, during Liquid, it was working on that confidence, because I always say you need to respect your opponent when the match is done. When you're in the competition, it is I am the best, and you need to play like I am the best. It is understandable, you know, you go against Mo, you go against Elsiop and all this. You do have that fear, but once it's game time, you have to set that apart. You have to just picture this is anyone else and I could beat him. And Surg TS had that play against him a little bit in the past. He needs to just play his game, realize, look, this is just another match of Clash Royale. Nothing changes, same game, and really go at it.
Surg TS has been getting better and better this year. He has 23 top 10 finishes on ladder, not all done in 2021, but what he did do in 2021 was show up to our monthly finals twice. Now, in our round 5 monthly finals, he went 0-4 and was eliminated by Lucas and Código. But then he came back in round 7 of those finals, and he was able to pick up one win against Dark Angel. But in his career in our monthly finals, he's gone 1-8, and this is where he really needs to put stuff together.
Yeah, that is a rough record. And those are the very important matches.
Yes, sir.
That's what really sets people apart when it comes to, I guess we can call it December Clash, right? This is the most important time. A beautiful lightning there to get rid of the Archer Queen, and already not the position you want to be in if you are Surg TS. You have your Archer Queen deck down, and the first spell that you see is lightning. Apparently Surg TS had enough time to fix the hair.
Yeah.
While that RG was going down as well.
You know, you got to look good when you know you're on camera, and then a lightning comes out in kind here for Surg TS on top of KK's Archer Queen. A Mother Witch comes down right behind, and we'll see what building is here to keep this RG at bay. A very high Goblin Cage with a Dark Prince to support. Get some good splash damage in there, but this RG will get at least one shot in. Yeah, just one shot, and I think the main... Oh, this is a really good position if you're KK. Yes, that is a good building to have against it, but he was able to defend that Archer Queen without the lightning. Leaves the lightning for the cage, and that already feels tough. A nice Fisherman pull, though. That is a bit of a saving grace here for Surg TS. He gets that Electro Giant off the tower, gets the King Tower activated, goes right back on offense. Now it's KK's turn to defend. This should be a lot of damage here for Surg TS. A very aggressive but great lightning, and it does seem like he has the ability to take game number 1, especially after that last hit. It's all in now for KK. This is it. You got one push. You need to save the lightning for the Fisherman. If you don't get the Fisherman with the lightning, it's game over. I think lightning plus log will do it, Eric. I think he can just defend and then spell out. There's the lightning. Yeah, it is. That's it. It's GG. Well played on game number 1 here. Surg TS takes it. I mean, you know, we were talking about his struggles in the monthly final. None so far today. Talking about KK and his robotic emotions. We saw there, he looked to watch. I love his emotion, but he also shows everything that he's feeling on his face. KK on the other side of it, able to reset, and he's going back in with Drill Cycle. We have seen Drill Cycle in almost every set today. Yeah, and I think the first person to win with it was Basoto. I'm not sure exactly, but it seemed like it's always had a pretty bad time. For the most part, I could be wrong, and it's just what I'm visualizing right now. But again, it seems like every time we see someone use this, this could dash onto tower. Yeah, it does not, just barely, but only 3 elixir in hand, so a bomber comes down late as that Golden Knight goes to town on that tower. And already here in game number 2, KK down by about 50% of his tower's HP with not even a minute played yet. It's crazy that was best case scenario. Yeah, I don't know how that did not dash. It seemed to me that it was just in range, but he does get some damage back here. It wasn't all bad. He forced out the Barb Barrel, the E-Wiz on the right-hand side, and he has damage on both lanes, which gives him a little bit more versatility with a quick cycle deck. You always want that availability. Absolutely. It's going to be a lot harder to build those big pushes with the MK and whatever else behind. We do see our first spawner of the day, I think, seeing this Goblin Hut come out, so a bit of a nice surprise. I'm pretty tired of seeing Furnaces and Goblin Huts in general, but Surg TS going to lean on this now, and this could be that Miner Poison. There it is. Miner comes out. This is a pretty good deck right now, Eric. I don't mind this use of Hut at all. I think
the Huts are strong.
Yep.
This is World Finals. Make it happen. You know, at the end of the day, people will remember that you won or you lost.
Yes,
Not
sir.
that you won with a Hut or you lost with a quick cycle deck, you know? You just got to make the smartest decision, and that is one thing I will give Surg TS credit for. He has never been afraid to actually go for the right deck, and I think that dash hurt him more than it helped him. You should have just let that hit your tower constantly, and I think that is a learning curve with this new mechanic. That was going to get onto tower, you were going to get a bunch of hits, you retargeted yourself.
And we see here with this Goblin Hut, the reason that I think I don't like double spawners so much is at the highest level, we've never really seen a great amount of success with Goblin Hut plus Furnace. So going to using that Goblin Hut and how strong it is, but then changing it up a bit with the Minor Poison, I actually love to see this deck from Surg TS. I kind of hate to say it, but I actually do like the call here as KK is struggling to hang on. MK does not leap on that right-hand side, but the Mega Minion gets 2 big swings in.
Yeah, that Mega Minion just allowed. Now we were talking about how you want that 2-tower game. Now he's able to over-defend on the right because he does not mind having a counter push there.
Yep.
So it just makes his life easier. That Fireball connects to nothing, and this is not looking good for him right now.
Yeah, Surg TS isn't quite punishing right now, but that Fireball, he will in just a moment. Maybe another Goblin Hut comes down as he takes the 10. Golden Knight comes to catch that Valkyrie, and a Tesla set up defensively here from KK, knowing that he's about to get hit hard.
Yeah, and with Fireball being your only spell, you need to be very careful because there is an E-Wiz, and this is where it gets scary if you are KK. Full Mega Knight push on the right-hand side. You know he can go in on the left with Minor if he wants to. There it is. He is able to get the Bomber to take everything out.
What Bomber value, man.
And that is when you can take that deep breath and you're like, thank God. They got that Minor was not quicker, because if those Spear Goblins lived, it was GG right there.
That would have done it. Now we're seeing a wall breaker kite here on that Golden Knight. Great play there. Wow, this is going to drill in on the right-hand side, and one wall breaker does connect. KK is making a run for it here. 435 to 902. 1 minute remains.
And he's just starting to panic a little here, Surg TS, with that poison. You at least want to try and get the guards out with the Minor when you poison. This Bomber could get a hit. He needs to defend it.
And 203 remaining means he just needs a Fireball. KK just needs a Fireball to win this out. Goblin Drill goes back in, which means he should be back around to Fireball. There it is. We are going to game number 3. And there, Eric, you see on Surge's face the frustration, the eye roll, the unhappy result.
Coach, I realized how much people that don't show that emotion and can just get through it. And I value that so much that I just can't stray away from picking KK here. I think he'll be able to maintain it for a lot longer. If he goes down early in the game, he won't be stressed. If Surg TS goes down early in the game, you're going to see it.
Yeah, Canario was one of my favorites to watch early on, whether it was with G2 or with you. That guy was someone who, no matter what happened, you wouldn't see it until the very final moments. Zappy's coming on through.
Okay, and the Ram Rider is, for some reason, played alone. I would love to see it tanked at some point. I'm not 100% sure what the plan was with that Ram Rider from KK. It seemed like it was just going to get completely taken out the whole time.
So Electro Wizard here to keep that Valkyrie at bay as we see Surg TS running a very interesting Mortar Zappies deck here with Cannon Cart, so probably going to be, you think, Graveyard maybe bottom of your screen?
Yeah, I think it definitely could be that, especially with that Mother Witch in the deck. He is in a great position now with the Zappies, though, to always have them in cycle for that Inferno Dragon. That is going to save him a ton of pain, and that Barb Barrel would have been beautiful to send to the Mortar. I guess he just wanted to secure it, but that is one Mortar hit from Surg TS, and it evens up the game.
Yeah, it's a big-time Mortar hit there. The Mega Knight does go to the Zappy. Zappy's not able to keep that MK at bay, and now we see a Ram Rider coming in here for KK. Snowball not in, or maybe is back in cycle. There it is.
Yeah, it is back in cycle, but that counter Snowball might be enough, and it does connect. Such a smart play there from KK. You Snowball, my Ram Rider, don't worry, I got one of my own, and it buys him just enough time.
And we saw a massive celebration there out of KK after it did connect. I believe he readjusted his position sitting down, but we know what that means. He was very, very happy with the connection there, as anyone would be. A great last-second snowball, 22:38 to 26:80. High Zappies here.
Yeah, and I mean, the excitement also comes from the fact that it was a risky play.
Yeah.
2 Elixir in a match like this is a lot. And if that Ram Rider doesn't connect, it was all for nothing. So that was a very, very important interaction for him. It worked out so well to the point where now he can just straight defend. He is up enough. He has the spell value if needed as well. And when you look at that deck, it's a very heavy deck. So the fact that you don't have to pressure, it's very nice.
That's a really, really great point that you make, Eric. He does have the spell power in that poison, and like you said, so much weight on the board with this heavy deck, this heavy Ram Rider MK deck. And even here, we're going to see that Ram Rider get on tower again, not for a charge, but just for a little touch of damage there. An aggressive cannon cart at the bridge, but guess what? Bandit plus Ewiz is there, and he has defense on the back end. Bar Barrel comes in late. That's still a really nice cleanup. 917 to just above 2K. And KK starting to run away with this one.
I didn't really understand the snowball there from Surg TS. That has to go onto tower. Anytime you're snowballing offensively with the graveyard, you have to get that on tower. But this is a really nice mortar.
Yeah.
He saw that Mega Knight go in the back and instantly mortared on the bridge. That was a very smart plan of him, and that is a ton of damage that you would not expect to see this late in the game. And now I'm a little scared for KK.
Yeah, that was a very, very interesting play there with that MK in the back. Ram Rider going to come in here. Skelly's starting to pile up on the tower. A late bar barrel, and it feels like KK is self-destructing, Eric.
I cannot believe what I'm watching right now. This Ram Rider doesn't matter if it connects on the right. You should just not even be focused on this. Those Zappies are beautifully played there as well, and that's a perfect defense. He needs to get something down for the mortar as well.
And that's a good Electro Wizard. That's going to keep that mortar at bay long enough. Gets that Inferno Dragon on top, 528 to 917. KK down by 400-ish HP, so he has to overspend here. What is that last card from Surg TS?
It has to be a spell, in my opinion, but the thing is that right now, all he's going to do is set up that Valk, that cannon cart, and then cycle another mortar, and now he's going to do it again. He's not needing to do any spells, so only thing he has to do is repetition. Zappies come down again, and right after that cannon cart, you're going to see the Valk. There's the Valk.
Eric.
That's all you have to do, and that is it.
Oh my goodness, the turnaround win there. KK self-destructs in the final moments of game number 3, and you can see how upset he is with himself. All he had to do was exactly what you were talking about.